Hi, my name is Rachel and welcome to how to create a sacred space for Goddess Ops. So Goddess Ops to the ancient Romans was the personification of abundance. She is a goddess that is associated with grain, crops and the sowing and storing of them. If you want to know more about Goddess Ops, then I do have a full-length video all about her, how to connect to Goddess Ops, that has her background as an ancient Roman deity and also my top tips and tools for connecting with her, and I'll pop the link down below for you. Let's start on this video creating a sacred space for her. So this is an area for focus on her themes and her energy. You may want to create ritual and ceremony with all the tips that I'm going to give you and what I'm going to share. You may want to create an altar that's your focus for around harvest or her sacred festivals, the dates of which I'll put down below again for you. So let's just start with what's in the background. So I have a golden cloth and a golden candle. These are both connecting to her as a goddess of abundance, of sovereignty and wealth. Wealth being the produce of the earth, that wealth that we have that is given to us freely, as is our true abundance. Also the colour of her grain and her crops. Also the colour black in the altar cloth here as well. This colour black was connected to the earth deities, the underworld deities, but also the earth in general. Earth, you know, the colour black was connected with it. People like Tellus, Mater, Vulcan, Ops, Ceres, Pluto, they all had this colour black connected to them. And then also you may want to introduce to this space her sacred flowers. And these are the flowers of the meadow and the harvest and the crops. So I have got here chamomile, also poppy, yellow poppy, the Welsh poppies we've got here in Wales, and calendula as well. You may also want to add cornflower to this, or any of those flowers that you see when you're out in the meadows around her times of year, so in this harvest period or in the autumn. And then also we're going to go a little bit more into things that you can offer to her. So the first thing is going to be the grain that I said about bringing in the abundance meditation and the prosperity reflection that was part of the how-to video. And there's an activity there that I mentioned, so you may want to bring these brains bring your grains into the ceremony in the 2 pots that were part of that ceremony. Have them there. And then also I mentioned about having a symbol of abundance for you, something that is abundant in your life that you're giving gratitude for. So something you're saying thank you to the divine, to the creator, to Ops perhaps, as a way to say thank you. So putting it on the offering as a gratitude and with thankfulness. So of course for me, that is some of my books. So I'm grateful for the abundance of books that I'm able to write. Next, you may want to place some symbols perhaps there that are going to remind you of her themes, her energy, and the way that she can support you and offer you her companionship and her communion and her healing. So one of them is the mouse. This cute little mouse. Say hello. So the harvest mouse is probably, I think, the animal that is most connected to her. So this is an addition that I'm adding that I believe that is her totem animal. The harvest mouse symbolizes kind of productivity, also adaptability, resourcefulness and opportunism. They are the guardians of the meadow. So you may want to bring the symbol of the mouse into your altar space, your ritual or your ceremony. Ops herself was also often depicted on a throne holding ears of wheat. So you may want to add this as well to this sacred space. So the ears of wheat are like an epiphany, a manifestation you know, of her. And then also you can offer them as thankfulness. You can add them to the altar, ones you've collected or ones that you've bought. You know, it's the meaning behind them, the attention behind them. Other things that you may want to add to this altar that I didn't have with me, but you can also add in here. Another option for an animal totem is the pig. So the pigs are connected to the harvest, and they would have been the ones that would have been sent over the soils after to kind of like turn the soil after the harvest has been cleared, which is what she's connected to, that taking of the grains. They would be going through the fields and turning the soil and mulching it, getting it kind of ready to sow again. Another activity she's connected to. You may also want to add something that maybe symbolises a throne and the scepter, which is of her as, you know, the queen of the harvest. She, you know, in Roman mythology is kind of like the elder, you know, the crone, I suppose, you know, the mother crone of the harvest deities. They also symbolise her, you know, in her sovereign state. You know, she is one of the oldest deities that connected to ancient Rome. One other symbol is the cornucopia, the horn of plenty. She's often depicted holding this as well in one arm and the ears of wheat in the other. And that cornucopia is symbolising her as a personification of abundance. So I hope this supports you and gives you more insight, inspiration, ideas for connecting to ops, to the harvest time, and giving gratitude and thankfulness to the divine for all that is abundant in our lives. If you want to know more about ops, then please do check out my book, Pantheon the Romans. She is mentioned in there, and I explore more of religion in ancient Rome, its deities, and give you, again, tips and tools, ideas and meditations for connecting to that pantheon. So thank you for watching. I hope this supports you, and I'll pop all those links down below and some extras for you, including a harvest meditation for you to enjoy here free on YouTube. You may want to connect to the grain and the harvest, and also that video for Ops and her sacred festivals. So many blessings for a bountiful harvest, or any time that you choose to connect with her. Blessed be.